Eop. I'm going to play some Magic. I thought I might do an intro of what Magic is sort of about for people that haven't really played it before. Yes, it has got this whole shtick of being incredibly complicated, and it's not. It's the only complicated thing is, especially when you really actually have the cards, is just remembering what's on them and how it affects everything as the battle goes on. But I thought I might do a Magic type thing. I've just gotten into it myself, so half of what I'm going to say is probably not 100%, but I'm not going to go too into it. I'm just going to do some basics. So, Magic is it's a card game, and more often than not, it's 1v1. You can have 1v1v1v1, but it's mostly played, two players, one against each other. And the idea is it's a deck building game, and you have basically two types of card. I'm talking really, really basic. You've got land, and then you've got spells. What land does, it's the money of your deck. You can't lay down your spells without laying down some land first. So what this means is, and you'll see in a minute, I'm just going to do the campaign just to sort of get going, but on the top right of a spell card, spells really means anything from a creature which fights for you physically to things like instant spells, sorcery, things like that, enchantments. They're all spells. You'll see in the top right of a card it will have like two tree figures, like two little circles with trees inside. That means that it will cost you 2 green mana to lay down that card. So you need 2 land cards first. So first turn I put down a land card. Second turn I put down a land card. I've now got 2 land. You tap them, which basically means you just twist them round to a 90-degree angle, which means that you've basically released the mana, because you're not laying down mana, you're laying down land. You tap it to release the mana from them. You then have 2 mana to spend, and you look and you go, oh, okay, cool, this card's 2 mana, I put that down. And that's essentially Magic. That's Magic the Gathering. Let's do a campaign. And you'll see what I mean.
You are a Planeswalker, one of the elite spellcasters of the multiverse. During duels, you will face fearsome enemies, sometimes other Planeswalkers, to battle for power and glory. You each start with 20 life. The first player to reduce the opponent's life total to 0 is the winner. Your library is the deck of cards containing all the spells, creatures, and resources you'll need to defeat your opponent.
So basically what the guy's saying, is that each player has got 20 life. The idea of this game is, with your cards, you don't attack the opposing player's cards, you attack the opposing player directly, you see. Not by throwing cards at them. That'd be awesome. But you sort of look and go, right, okay, I attack with these cards, and that will equal to 7 damage. And it's up to the other player to go, right, how am I going to defend against that? So unless it specifically says on a card that I have that I can attack another card directly, I am trying to damage the player to take life off him. It's up to the defending player to pick the cards that he has on the battlefield, like the flat bit around here, to go, right, I will block these attacks coming toward me. And that's essentially it.
You begin the game with a hand of 7 cards. Use the mouse to select a card in your hand. Use the mouse wheel to zoom in on the selected card.
So this is the land I'm talking about. Look. See, there's nothing to it, and you lay that down, and so here we go. Look, he's laid something down.
On your opponent's first turn, he plays a land. Once on the battlefield, Lands provide the mana needed to cast spells.
That's what I was talking about. I could have introduced this game. So, see, he had one red there, and he's playing this. My camera is in the way. Hang on. Is that better? Am I better down here? I think so. Yeah, I'm sort of out of the way. I'm out of the way here. Okay, cool. So there you go, look. He's put down a Crow's Goblin. He had the one land there, and he can pay for it with the one red land that he's got. So then that goes down, and you can see it's been tapped.
Your opponent uses that land to summon a creature onto the battlefield. Crazed Goblin costs 1 red mana to cast, so your opponent needed just 1 mountain to cast it.
You'll see that like the red ones are mountains, green one is forest, black is swamp, blue is island, and white is plain. Like plain field.
You can play 1 land on each of your turns. Play a forest now.
So, there you go. And because I haven't got anything that costs just 1, I can't lay anything down. So I pass the turn over to my opponent, who's laid down another island.
Attacks. Because you have no creatures, you're unable to block.
That's what I'm talking about the opposing player attacking me directly. It's quite cool, you can see by this line.
It has 1 power, so it deals 1 damage in combat. You lose 1 life.
I take the damage. I think it's only fair. So I'll go from 20 down to 19. Oh my god. And then it's the end of this guy's turn.
On the battlefield, the more powerful spells you'll be able to cast.
So basically, the basic turn order is that you can always put down 1 land, just the 1, each turn, and you can put down you can cast and put down as many spells, creatures, whatever it is, as you like, provided you have the land to pay for them. Now, you don't necessarily have to do it all in that order. For example, if I had enough mana, enough land here, if I had all 6 of my mana down, or like if I had 3 mana down, I could go, right, I'm not going to put down any land at the moment. I'm going to cast a creature. And then once the combat phase is then done, you've then got an opportunity to then put down the land. Or the other way around, if I've already got a whole army of creatures here on my side, and then it's my turn, I can decide to go straight into my combat phase and attack, and then the defending player will go, oh right, okay, God, he's got these guys, so I can defend this, and this. And once the combat phase is over, I can then put down some land, and then put down another creature, and then put down a creature. So you can, as long as you've got the land to pay for your spells, you can put them down before or after the combat phase, essentially, as long as you can pay for it. But you can only really do it once, but you'll see what I mean. So I'll put down another one of these.
Your 2 forests now give you access to 2 green mana. Use the mouse wheel to zoom in on Runeclaw Bear. Runeclaw Bear requires 1 green mana and 1 mana of any type to cast. Click on Runeclaw Bear to cast it.
So you can see here, look, I've got my 2. That's not going to let me. I've got my 2 land down, and it will tap it for me once I lay this down. But normally in Magic the Gathering, when you've got your cards, you put your turn 1, put my land down. I can't pay for anything yet. Okay, second turn, I put my land down. I will tap those 2 land, and then I put down Runeclaw Bear, which costs 2 mana. Now this is quite cool, because if I was playing a deck that had 2 colours in it, if I was playing, example, say green-blue, if I had 1 forest and 1 island, which is the blue land, I could still cast that. It's one. As long as you have the one green, it doesn't matter what the other colour is. So I'm going to play that. So right, okay, no, this is a good time to actually look at this. This bit's kind of unimportant. Well, no, it's incredibly important, but it's your bog standard card, really. It's a creature. Creatures are the things that have your toughness, your power and your toughness down here. Now, I guess the reason why it's important to have the name there is if you've got a card that says you can go through your deck and you can pick out any card that is called bear and put it down, or the enemy could have like a magic spell that kills any bear that's on the battlefield, something like that. But creature is your basic thing. This is just flavour text. The only honey it wants is the sweet nectar flowing through your veins. I love flavour text. It's awesome. In fact, I'm going to move my camera again just a little bit. Yeah, okay, there you go. And it's always got the artist down here. Now, 2-2 here. What this basically means is the first number here is the power. So I've got 2 power. That basically means I've got a value of 2 attack points. So, as we saw when he attacked me, if I lay this down, then the next turn I tap it to attack him, and he hasn't got anything to block, then I deal 2 damage. That's my attack. Here is the toughness. That's my health of this particular card. Now, this bit's a bit complicated to explain straight away, but that's basically the health of that card. If I had this card down, next turn when my opponent attacks me, and he attacks with a 1/1 creature against me, as you always have to, I can then go, right, I'm going to block with my Runeclaw Bear. Runeclaw Bear. Now, basically, it's a 2/2 card versus a 1/1 card. His 1 power, his 1 attack, will tuck into my 2 toughness. And because that will then be taken down to 1 toughness, I've still got a toughness value, which means I'm alive. But combat in Magic the Gathering against cards works both ways. So just because he's attacking doesn't mean that I can't attack him with this card. The attacking is simultaneous. So his 1 attack bites into my 2 toughness, and my 2 toughness bites in my 2 power bites into his 1 toughness. So basically, the numbers do that, which means that his card would be killed and sent to his graveyard, whereas mine would still be alive. I'd have 1 health left. Toughness is essentially health. We'll see how this plays out anyway. There you go. Right, down.
When you use mana from lands, those lands become tapped and can't be used again until your next turn.
So yeah, when the only reason why cards are tapped, it just shows that you have played them or you've used the ability. I'm going to move my camera again, just because I might even make myself a little bit smaller. Look. There you go. Just a wee bit, just so you can see my health there.
A creature can't attack the first turn you summon it to the battlefield. This is often called summoning sickness. The creature will be able to block if you're attacked.
So, that card that I've just put down, I can't attack with it. You can't attack with a card as soon as you put it down. Unless it says otherwise. There are things, I think it's haste, which means that you can attack as soon as you put that card down. But 9 times out of 10 with creatures, when you put it down, you can't attack with it that turn. But you can block that turn. So, also always keep hydrated. So, this is it. This is what I'm talking about.
Crazed Goblin attacks. Because Runeclaw Bear is untapped, you can choose to block with it. Click Runeclaw Bear to select it. Then click Crazed Goblin to block it.
Blah 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 blah.
Then click Block to finalize your choice.
So, So I click on my 2/2 and I click on the 1/1. And as you can see there, his one... So he was attacking me with that directly. You can't attack another card unless on the card it says otherwise. So you always attack the opposing player directly against the opposing player's health. Now, he was attacking me with one attack point, his power. I'm blocking this with a 2/2 creature. So you've got 2 attack and 2 health, effectively. Now, his 1 is going to bite into my 2 health, which won't kill me because I'll still have 1 left. My 2 attack is going to bite into his 1 health here. So he'll die. So block.
Crazed Goblin has 1 power, so it deals 1 damage to Runeclaw Bear. Runeclaw Bear has 2 power, so it deals 2 damage to Crazed Goblin at the same time. Crazed Goblin has only 1 toughness, so 2 damage is enough to destroy it.
Boom.
Runeclaw Bear has 2 toughness and takes only 1 damage, so it survives the combat and remains on the battlefield.
And the wonderful thing about that is, as soon as the phase is finished, his health will go back up to 2 again. So you don't have to keep remembering who's on what health, which is awesome.
As the turn ends, all damage dealt to creatures wears off.
There you go, he's back to 2/2.
Press H to request a hint. These hints may advise you
I
about
don't
which
want
spells
to.
cast, which creatures to attack with, and more.
I know what I'm
Request
doing.
a hint now by pressing H.
So I'm going to put down another land there. There you are. I now got 3 land that I can tap to release its 3 mana. So let's have a look. I can actually play this. Creature, Centaur Warrior. The centaurs are truly free. Never will they be tamed by temptation or controlled by fear. They live in total harmony, a feat not yet achieved by our kind. So, this is a 3/3 creature, so it's a lot tougher. Let's play it. But, as we decided earlier, as we discussed earlier,
Runeclaw Bear no longer has summoning sickness and can now attack your opponent. Click on Runeclaw Bear to attack with it.
so this has got the summoning sickness, which means I can't attack with that because I've just laid it down. This, however, I can attack. As you can see, straight to the opposing player. Attack! So that resolved, so I did 2 damage to him. And now it's my opponent's turn. So that's a 3/3 Cyclops. It attacks each turn if able. So if it can, if it's not tapped or anything, my opponent has to attack with it no matter what, which is kind of cool for him. But it also means that there's no tactics there, like he has to attack with it all the time. So that's fine, we'll continue there.
You can cast any number of spells each turn.
Again, as long as you can afford it. So, I'm going to put down another forest, and I can only do that once in my turn. So let's have a look what we got here. Look, we've got a creature, beast. It's a 3/3 creature, the Colonian Tusker. And all this time, I thought we were tracking it. I love the flavour text. We can put down another Runeclaw Bear, which is a 2/2. I'm tempted to lay this guy down. So that cost the 2 green mana up here. But also, I've still got 2 mana, 2 lands left to tap. So I can also afford another Runeclaw Bear. So I'm going to put that down. And both of these got summoning sickness,
Attack with any number of creatures each combat.
as he says. So I can't attack with these because they've just been put down. However, next turn, if all of these guys are still alive, I can attack with all of them. Now, he's got a 3/3 creature. I'm going to attack with both. That's a total of 5 damage. Now, he can use this card to either... You can only block with... You can't block both, you can only use one creature to block another one creature. So chances are, if I was him, I'd use that creature to block this one. Although it would kill both of them, he's not letting the 3 damage through. Or he could block with this one, which would kill this guy, and he still have a card left. Or he can completely leave it. We'll see what happens. Attack. So he chose the latter one, that's cool. So the 3 damage from my Centaur Courser goes through. And you can see it here, that's marvellously displayed. The 3 attack from this guy kills my bear outright. This guy's got 1 health left. And it resets because it's the end of that phase. There you go. It's now my opponent's turn.
With any number of creatures, your opponent will divide the attacker's damage among its blockers.
So there you go, so that's pretty cool. Now because I attacked with this person the last phase, I can't attack with him again. So there's a 3/3 there. So this is one of the things that I can block with both of these, but I choose not to. I'll tell you what though, for the purposes of it, I will block with both, and we'll see what happens. There you go. So I'm going to put another land down. So I've now got 5 land altogether to use. I'm two land away from this guy, enormous Baloth. Its diet consists of fruits, plants, small woodland animals, large woodland animals, woodlands, fruit groves, fruit farmers, and small cities. And it's a 7/7, so he's got 7 attack and 7 health. It's kind of crazy, so we're going to zoom out of there. I haven't got any more creatures to play, and I've already put down a land, but he hasn't got anything to defend with, so we're going to attack with both for 5 damage. Unless my opponent could have in his or her hand something called an instant. Okay, it's a 4/4 creature this time. That's absolutely fine. Instants you can play any time, at any time on your turn, at any time in your opponent's turn, and that's probably one of the more important things. So you could have block enemy spell or destroy target creature, something like that. So he could attack me, and I can go, okay, so you want to attack me with your 4 creature? Yeah, I do. Okay, that's absolutely fine. No worries at all. And I can say, however, I'm going to tap 2 mana, tap 2 land for 2 mana, and I'm going to play an instant card, and it says deal 4 damage to target creature. And I can do that, kill the creature, and I won't get any of the damage. So I'm going to put down another one of them. Here we go, look, we're getting to the big stuff now. 6/5 Alpha Tyrannax. So we're gonna chuck him down. I'm gonna stop that timer there. There you go. Oh no, sorry, continue. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to skip an attack. You don't have to attack at all. So this means I've got 3 creatures that are untapped, which means I can defend with them. I didn't have to. I'm going to win this game easily. But just to show you that this is what you can do. Volcanic Dragon, 4/4 creature, is flying and haste. Now, what flying means is what it says on the tin. It's not on the ground, it's flying. Because it's flying, my creatures can't block it. The only thing that can block a creature with flying is either another creature with flying or a creature with something that's called reach. Now, reach means that it can basically swat stuff out of the sky, effectively. I'm fairly certain I don't have anything like that. Now, haste, and I believe this is right, and we'll see how good my knowledge is. Haste means that this creature, when it comes onto the battlefield, it doesn't suffer from summoning sickness. So it can attack as soon as it's put down. And because it's flying, I can't block it because I don't have any flying creatures. Maybe I was wrong. I believe that's what haste means. Should we have a look? More info. Haste ignores summoning sickness. They can attack, and their tap abilities can be played as soon as they enter the battlefield. I'll leave that out for now, but yes, basically, he could have attacked if he wanted to, but he didn't. So we're going to put down another one of these. So I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you know what this means? We bring out our 7/7 guy. So he's down there. Now, flying creatures, although you can't block a flying creature unless you are flying yourself, flying creatures can block ground creatures. So what we're going to do is, just for a laugh, we're going to attack, attack, attack. Now you can block both of these and kill 2 of my creatures. Let's see what happens. He's got to block him because otherwise he's dead. There you go. You can see the damage dealt out there. Dead. Still alive. This guy is still alive. He'll have 1 left. Look, there you go. So not much damage got through there, but we are winning. And these guys are tapped, which means they can't defend. Oh, so he's not attacking with that yet, which is odd. It's fine. We're just going to play another land. I don't have any creatures left to play. So what we're actually going to do is attack with everything. And we'll see what happens. Yeah. Now see, this is quite interesting. 6 goes through, killed him. And he shot himself in the foot there slightly, because the 4 is going to tuck into there, but the 7 is going to tuck into there. So look, gone. I win! So there you go. I mean, that's... if that makes sense to you. So when the cards that are played have got basically an attack and health value at the bottom right. You don't attack your opponent's cards, you attack your opponent who's got 20 life, and it's up to your opponent to defend with their creatures or spells or what have you. So it's not overly complicated as long as you remember that you need land to pay for your spells, and then it's completely fine. So there you go, there's the intro to that. I'm going to start doing Magic the Gathering a lot more, because I really, really enjoy the game. I think it's awesome. So thirsty. I've already done this tutorial, but I'm going to do it again, because I think I've re-downloaded it and I think I'll get some juicy bonuses for doing so, but I won't bore you with the tutorial. And we'll just put on some more games, some multiplayer. Might build a deck on here, see what happens. Ow. Hang on. Ow. Ow. And I will still be wearing my geeky headset, which is fabulous. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Talk to you later, I guess.